Welcome back. We're back with our friend Joe Concha, a media expert who writes for The Hill, who contributes to Fox. Joe Concha, you know, I've been saying now, I said a lot last week, this book, Peril, by Woodward and Costa. Woodward and Costa work for The Washington Post. The Washington Post comes out Tuesday and does a story on Woodward and Costa's book, Peril. This is absurd. And I honestly, as a citizen, I'm getting sick and tired of this. We have reporters who sit on news. If this is true, if it's true, it's a bombshell. If it's not true, then Millie may own the Washington Post. But if it's true, the question to you is this. What is the role of journalism and professionalism when you have two reporters, effectively, who have information? They're obviously sitting on it for months. It takes at least 3 months to print a book, so it's at least 3 months. Yeah. The interviews they did back in March and so forth. Isn't this outrageous?
I'll answer your question with a question, and that is, do Bob Woodward and Robert Costa consider themselves reporters for the Washington Post first, or is being book authors superseding those responsibilities? Because when you look at this here, given the national security implications, Mark, should Woodward and Costa have shared these revelations as a breaking news story? Remember, this goes all the way back to October 2020, right? That's when General Milley started going rogue in terms of conducting his own foreign policy. He's the one who decided to usurp President Trump before the November election that came down to, by the way, razor-thin margins in Arizona, Georgia, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania. So Milley didn't know who was going to win, yet he began to conduct his own foreign policy without the knowledge of the commander-in-chief at that time. And it begs the question as well, I'm asking a lot of questions, unfortunately, instead of giving answers. What did General Milley keep from the president and Trump and the vice president and Pence and his administration, also in the dark on, before October of 2020. Either way, Woodward and Costa, as reporters, not authors, did have an obligation to their readers, to the American people, to publish this information in the pages of the Washington Post at that time, instead of waiting for the pages of Peril nearly a year later. So again, I'll ask another question. Is their obligation to Simon & Schuster, their publisher, or to the newspaper that employs them? It appears we know the answer, Mark.
So why do they do it? For money? That's simple. Because Woodward makes millions and millions doing exactly the same thing, exactly the same marketing plan. Bombshells the week before the book's release, Sunday shows, 60 Minutes, Tuesday the books come out, #1 on the list. But this is a little different. I mean, we have active wars going on. The ex-president and the current president, and certainly the American people, have a right to know what the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff is up to. How in good conscience do these two men and that corporation, the Washington Post, just sit there while all this is going on and they know a central player has gone rogue? That's the point of their book.
It appears that it appears that that's the new business model. But that's the thing. Journalism isn't a business, per se. I get there is a business aspect to it. But if you're Bob Woodward and your entire career was launched on the fact that you did excellent reporting during Watergate along with Bernstein, that should be the lane that you stick to in these situations. And I get you write books and maybe you have some intrigue. The Price of Politics is a book that Woodward wrote back in 2012. And it was all about debt ceiling negotiations. When it's that kind of wonky stuff, you could hold on to it, I guess, and then release it in a book later. But in this case, you had national security implications at stake. You have a general that was talking to his Chinese counterpart, as you mentioned in the last segment, giving him a heads up. You even had Milley conducting I shouldn't say conducting, canceling exercises in the South China Sea as basically an olive branch to the Chinese, like, look, it's okay, I'm going to cancel this just so you know we're not being provocative in any way, shape, or form. And no one should say in this situation that China, oh, they're not our enemy, when you consider that COVID has killed more than 4.5 million people worldwide, more than 600,000 Americans. When you see the treatment of the Uyghurs in that particular country or protesters of Hong Kong, this absolutely is our enemy. And the fact that we're having these conversations, that's the thing here. Even if you believe that this was all okay for General Milley to have these conversations with his counterpart, no one could excuse the fact that he did not let the President of the United States know that he was canceling these exercises in the South China Sea, or that he was speaking to his Chinese counterpart. And that's the thing that he's going to have to explain away, I suppose, when he goes to in front of Capitol Hill later this month.
And he had absolutely no basis to think that Donald Trump is going to launch nuclear missiles against China. Donald Trump, probably the foremost president of my lifetime who didn't like military conflict if he could avoid it.